Hi there folks, welcome back to Banta Music. Today we're doing a product review of Kelt Reeds, these things. So these things are about $140 Canadian, and I have actually not seen any reviews about these drones from anyone and anywhere. So I'm going to open these things up. So this is what the reeds look like when they come out of the package. You got the base and the two tenors there, and then you have a couple of Allen keys here. So this is what the base looks like. You see there's a little bit of there's some lines on the carbon fiber tongue. That's the kind of tongue that these things have. And instead of just one rubber band on there, on the tongue, you have a few rubber bridles. Actually, 3 of them here to move up and down on the tongue, and then 3 on the bottom here to keep the tongue in place. And then you have the hemp on the bottom. So I might have to add a little bit to the reed on that one. And then on the tenors, you have a very similar design, except the tongue does not have any lines on it. You can see that in the light there. There's no white lines going left and right, a little bit kind of like horizontal and vertical. So these ones look very similar, and there's actually no cap to take off on these ones. So that's one difference between these and the Kinnairds. The Kinnairds actually can be, the top is taken off to make it flatter or sharper with the Allen key. In order to raise the pitch with these reeds, you get the big Allen key and then you get the small Allen key, this little one here. So you have the big one and then you have the small one. The small one will go with the tenors and the big one goes with the bass, which is this one. So what I had to do in order to get the Allen key to go far enough into the reed to be able to turn the screw inside to get this thing to actually come out a little bit, because it had to really stick it in there. You put it into the end here, the hemp end, and then you might have to really press it in and then put enough pressure on it to hold the shape into the tuning screw, and then turn it so that it starts to come outward. So here I actually have it coming outward already. So you can actually see it's starting to come out just a little bit, right? So I got this coming out. So now you can see just how much that screw has actually come out. Before, I almost couldn't get the flat part here to go in all the way to actually latch onto the key. So you might have to press it in there a little bit finicky, but once you get in there and start turning, it's fine. So now I have the tenor and the other Allen key. So this one is it's about the same length as the reed. So this one should be a little bit easier to tune. So I put this in there, and that is already easier to get in. They might actually, in order to tune the bass, to raise it and lower the pitch, you might want to get an Allen key that's a little bit longer, because I found that one's actually quite hard to get into there. It took me a couple of minutes to actually get it in there, so a little bit of a heads up to you. But this has the same idea. So when you start turning it towards yourself, which is counterclockwise, then the key, the tab will start coming out this way towards the hemp end of the reed. And there I've already got it out quite a bit. There you can see that. So I'm going to test these reeds out in the pipes. So let's see how they sound without the chanter in to start. So I've got the reeds in the pipes, so I haven't even blown these things up. So let's inflate them and we'll see how the drones sound right off the bat when they're cold, aka not before they've warmed up. Okay, not bad. I had to put a little bit of extra air into the drones to get them to sound. I think that was the inside tenor. This one's a little bit on the flat side, so I'm going to sharpen it up a little bit. So that's what the drones sound like without even being warmed up. So that's fresh out of the box. So not bad at all. So I'll give it a couple of minutes. I'll blow the pipes back up. I'll let the drones gather a little bit of warmth and moisture. And after that, we will see how they fluctuate a little bit. And then after that, we'll put the chanter in and see how it goes. Okay, so I have warmed up the drones for a couple of minutes now. So let's strike them back in and see how stable and consistent they are. So I had to sharpen up the middle tenor just a little bit, but after I did that, as you can hopefully hear, the drones are actually quite nice and they're stable and consistent. So that's actually quite good. What I did notice while waiting for the drones to warm up and while also tuning them and hearing consistency is the middle tenor is actually a teeny bit on the louder side than, say, the easy drones and the Kinnaird drone reeds that I tried earlier. So that's one of the things I noticed, and that could be fixed or adjusted by closing the reed off just a little bit, just a little. It's not taking a lot of air, but it's taking just a teeny bit. So if I really wanted to bring down the volume of the tenor, I could bring the bridle on the tongue down on the tongue just a little bit, but just enough so that it brings the volume and the strength of the reed down just a little bit, and that should fix that. But right now, I'm not going to worry about that. Let me put my chanter in and bring the low A into tune, and we'll see how it sounds. So I have given the reeds a little bit of tuning. I actually had to flatten them just a little bit because my chanter is a little bit flatter than what I had my drones tuned to when the chanter was not in. So I had to do that a little bit. I was able to tune the bass reed just a little bit flatter, but it's as flat as I could get it. So right now my bass is a little bit higher on the tuning pin than I prefer, but it's not a big concern because it's still relatively within that tuning range. So I have tuned the entire set of pipes together with the chanter, so take a listen. So they sound pretty darn good. With the Kelt Reeds, which these are, they're actually quite nice and stable. They're roughly about the same price as all the other typical Kinnaird reeds and canning reeds and so forth. But they're nice, stable reeds. So I hope that you found this video enjoyable and informative. I will put a link down to Tarnton's website where I got these from. I'm sure you can get them at other places. Just Google them. I'm sure you'll be able to find them. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.